Well, I am really happy to be here. My name is Olympia Mejia. I am the bilingual outreach specialist for Wildfire Partners. Wildfire Partners is the wildfire mitigation program for Boulder County. Our goal is to support collective and personal action to create wildfire resilient communities. My presentation will be about 30 to 40 minutes. We'll have time for questions at the end, so please mute your microphone, which I believe we already did, and type your questions in the chat. We'll touch base at the end. Because of technology, how technology works, I won't be able to see anyone at the audience. So Taylor, just keep an eye on that. Thank you. And here is our agenda. I will be talking about these items, a little bit on wildfire in Boulder County, wildfire science, wildfire partners history and the programs that we offer, wildfire partners community mitigation program model, which is one of our programs, the rebate program, and I'll be finishing with some home hardening basics. Let's dive in. Wildfires have always been a natural part of life in Boulder County, but several factors have made their impact much more severe in the last years, like fire suppression, ongoing drought, seasonal high temperatures and winds, increased development, especially here on the plains, and of course, a lack of wildfire mitigation education. All of these have contributed to our environment being more prone to extreme wildfire behavior. Wildfires can happen any time of the year. Like this graphic represents all the Boulder County wildfires that have led to evacuations from 1974 to 2022. And we are seeing more and more of them, with larger sizes of impact and of course more property damage. Not surprisingly, our most catastrophic fires have been humanly caused. Where you live affects how often you might face wildfires. It is not just a problem for the forested areas. Here in the plains, we are at risk too. High winds are a major concern because they can spread fire rapidly. Here we see the Boulder County that has two zones of wildfire. Zone 1 for the west of the side of the county and zone 2 for the east side. I won't go into much detail, but I'm gonna ask Taylor to share a link in the chat about the history of wildfires in Boulder County if you would like to learn more. So thank you, Taylor. I'll move on. She'll be putting in there in just a sec. Thank you. Moving into the fire science, just letting you know, this picture was taken in a lab designed to test building materials under controlled conditions, okay? What science has shown us is that we can influence fire behavior by carefully choosing and modifying the materials used in our homes. When homes are closely situated, our collective actions become crucial. If one home catches on fire, it can trigger a domino effect, spreading flames through the neighborhood properties. And of course, by improving the fire resilience or resistance of our homes, we can reduce the intensity of fires and make it easier for firefighters to mitigate and manage the fire. I want to point out that even with the best effort from firefighters, they cannot save every single home. Sometimes resources become overwhelmed, and it is not possible to protect every single home. This is why it's essential for each one of us to take steps to mitigate our own properties. By making our homes more fire resilient and resistant, we not only protecting our own property, but also contribute to the safety of our entire community. This week, actually, I received a link to an article from the New York Times on how insurance companies are burning down buildings to make a point. And I'm going to leave it like that. Taylor, again, if you can share this, the next link about the New York Times, thank you. That's a little more information about it. It's quite interesting. Now, let me introduce you to Wildfire Partners and what we are all about. As I mentioned before, we are the wildfire mitigation team for Boulder County, and our mission is to aim to educate, motivate, and support residents throughout Boulder County in preparing for future wildfires. Our program is entirely voluntary and is based on solid scientific research. We are proud to partner with several key organizations to stay on top of the latest news and updates. Our partners include the U.S. Forest Service, the Insurance Institute for Buildings and Home Safety, and the National Fire Protection Association. Through these partnerships, we've gathered the most current information to share with our community. Plus, we provide incentives and reward those who take proactive steps in wildfire preparation. Now we have 4 fundamentals of wildfire mitigation best practices right here, which are home hardening, apologies, defensive space, community resiliency, and emergency preparedness. So to cover these best practices that I just mentioned, Wildfire Partners offer 7 different programs. I will be focusing today in 2 specific ones, the Community Mitigation Program and the Rebate Program. The Community Mitigation Program helps neighborhoods work together on wildfire preparation and prevention strategies. It's all about fostering collective action to strengthen community resilience. And the Rebate Program provides financial incentives to residents who take steps to harden their homes against wildfires. This program is designed to encourage and reward proactive measures. At the end of our session, I'll share some key best practices for home hardening and re-envision landscaping and the importance of native grasslands. And of course, I will finish with some emergency preparedness. As I mentioned just now, the Community Mitigation Program is designed to help neighborhoods collaborate on wildfire preparedness and prevention strategies. It's all about fostering collective action and boost community resilience. Our mitigation model primarily focuses on the east side of the county. This is where we concentrate our efforts to make a significant impact. One key component of this program is the community advising. It's tailored for HOA boards, neighborhood committees, agency partners, and any group involved in wildfire mitigation planning. To participate, your community will need a community mitigation liaison. This individual will fill out a community event request form, which you can be found on our website. This person will act as the main point of contact and will help to organize the event. Then one of our team members in Wildfire Partners will be present to advise on implementing best practices for wildfire mitigation. And these can include strategies for home and structure hardening, creating a defensible space, and an effective landscaping specifically for your community. If you or any of you present, you know someone that wants to participate and work with us, you can access, you will have access to valuable guidance and resources to help make your community more resilient. So Taylor, could you please put down I'm going to share the Wildfire Mitigation Community event request if you are interested. Thank you. Okay, now let's move on to some action items and action steps that you can take. Our rebate program, which just came out a couple weeks ago. If you focus on mitigating your property in one of the following categories, you can receive up to $500 to help cover your costs. Just remember, you'll need to submit before and after pictures for all rebate claims. So be sure to take that before starting your mitigation work. Here are the 4 categories that we are incented. Screen or replace your vents, junk your junipers, fences or fuses, and the first 5 feet. I'll be diving into each one of these categories individually to provide more detail and guidance and tips. Basically, everything is about home hardening. Let's talk about screening your vents and why it's so important. During a wildfire, embers can be sucked into your home through vents and other gaps. In these openings, if these openings are not properly mitigated, they can become access points for embers and flames, potentially igniting your home. Embers, as we know, can travel miles ahead of the main front fire, making it crucial to screen your vents with 1 inch of an eighth, there we go, metal screening, or replace them with wildfire resilient vents. This is a key element of wildfire mitigation best practices. However, and this is really important to consider, some vents, like those on your home furnace or random system, should not be modified. If you are unsure, please consult a professional or take pictures of them. If you don't know who to talk to, take pictures, send it to us, to our email at info@wildfirepartners.org, and we can look at them and give you a recommendation. Or you can also call to our phone number. There are also specialty pre-manufactured fire resilient vents cover available. These ember resilient vents are designed with a unique honeycombs or snake-like patterns inside to block embers while allowing adequate airflow. These vents are tested and fire rated to ensure they provide the necessary protection. Like I said, more on our website. Now let's discuss why it's crucial to junk your junipers. Junipers are highly combustible plants. This is due to their volatile oils, dense growth, and tendency to retain dead plant material. They also collect dead leaves and trash, which can burn hot and really fast. When they catch fire, they produce large flames and generate a lot of embers, posing a severe risk to nearby structures or homes. Having juniper bushes near your home significantly increases the risk of wildfire impact. For many decades, junipers were a popular choice for foundation plants. However, over time, these once small plants have often grown together to form a continuous wall to volatile vegetation. And they trap needles and debris beneath these plants. So you can see in this image, the dense continuous growth is definitely not ideal plant to have near your home. By removing these junipers and replacing them with less flammable options, you can significantly reduce the wildfire risk to your property. CSU created a great guide called Low Flammability Plant List, and Taylor can put it in the chat. This list has many different resources and options alternative to junipers. Thank you, Taylor. Let's talk about the importance of the first 5 feet around your home, which is another part of the rebate program. This area is crucial for the survival of your property during a wildfire. Most homes ignite due to the embers, which we're going to be talking about embers all day long, which can travel a mile or more. And these are the ones that ignite the pine needles, dry leaves, wood mulch, or anything at the base. When these materials are in direct contact with your home or building, they can quickly lead into structure ignition. That's why maintaining, we say 3 to 5, ideally 5 feet of non-combustible zone around your building is crucial. We also ask to keep these first 5 feet free of flammable materials, any type of plants, or clear of trash. You can use, as you see in this slide, that you can use different types of rocks and you can have fun with it. There are different types of colors. We have the Black River rock, gray, some red stones. And now let's talk about the 4th rebate item, which is fences are fuses. Why is this important? Combustible fencing often contributes to home loss during a wildfire. When a fence catches on fire, it can act like a fuse, drawing the fire directly to your home, like the first picture. The radiant heat from the burning fence can cause your home siding to ignite and your windows to fail, bringing flames into direct contact with not only your home, but with the inside of your home. The burning fence generates ember in large firebrand that can blow against your home. And as you can see in the image here, that demonstrates the burning fence can be significantly damaged to your home, not only to the nearby home, but to the next door homes. Using a non-combustible fencing materials and maintaining a safe distance from the fence is the most effective strategy. Here are some more examples of what to do, what we have. We know that installing a new fence overnight isn't an option for most of us. Fences can be pricey and time-consuming, but there are still effective ways to enhance your property safety. Here are 3 ideas for you to consider. In the first picture, you can see that the homeowner had added a gravel along all the fence line. Gravel is a great choice because it's non-combustible. Just remember, you need to keep it clear of weeds or pine needles, trash, because if these are there, can easily catch on fire and compromise your protection. Now, the second picture, the homeowner has taken a different approach. They reduced the size of the fence and added a 6-inch gap from the base to the concrete. This design can be effective, but keep in mind it's not ideal if you have small dogs or other pets that like to roam around. And for a hybrid approach, let's look at a third picture. This homeowner combined elements from the first 2 ideas. They broke up the wood fencing and replaced it with a mix of concrete and then the wood fencing. The setup can significantly reduce the chances of fire spreading if embers land at the base of your home. Here are more examples of fencing. As you can see in the image, using non-combustible materials like masonry, that's a hard word for me. Masonry, I should stop, of metal for fencing can be much more fire resistant. So we have brick, we have a combination of metal and concrete, and we have just metal. Lastly, here are other examples of fire resistant fencing. This example The first picture is made out of metal, which is not only provides privacy, but has also a nice chic modern look. The second example comes from a new build. It features a non-combustible fence that is highly effective in preventing the spread of the fire. However, it is important to consider what's placed against your non-combustible fence. Please avoid using mulch, as it can still catch fire and undermine the effectiveness of your fire-resistant fencing. Each of these methods has its own benefits, as you can choose the one that best suits your needs and budget. So remember, every step you take helps to better protect your home from the threats of wildfires. That's it for our rebate. Now let's talk about other best practices. We're going to be touching on home hardening, a little bit on landscaping and native grasses, and finishing with emergency preparedness. Decks. This is another big topic of our conversation. The deck is also one of the biggest reasons from home loss, especially what's on your deck. Furniture made out of wood, cushions, and other materials can easily ignite, acting as a fuel that accelerates the spread of the fire. It can spread through your house or structures connected to the deck, causing even more damage, like to your fence. Furniture can also obstruct access to firefighters trying to move around quickly and effectively. This can hinder the ability to control the fire and protect your property. Mitigating what's on your deck is crucial to have a home resilient to fire. Here are some key steps that you can take. Number one, remove flammable items. Clear your deck or any flammable items such as cushion, rugs, decorations, because they can easily catch on fire. Number two, use resistant materials. Consider replacing wooden decks boards with fire-resistant materials like composite, I think I'm saying it wrong, decking or treated wood, although we want to stay away from wood. And number three, maintain a clean space. Regularly clean your deck to remove leaves, pine needles, and other debris that can serve as a fuel. The space under your deck can easily become a collection not only of trash, but also of leaves, pine needles, combustible debris. I'm just trying to remember just life collection of items that we care about. So here are two examples of what we want to stay away from. The first example, the deck can be used as a storage, but that is just easily flammable. Or the second one, although it looks beautiful, if we have that type of covering on our deck, then the pine needles can easily store under there. What we would like to see is that you clear your debris regularly, making a routine of cleaning everything under your deck, using fire-resilient skirting, consider installing fire-resilient skirting around the base of your deck, materials like metal mesh or just rocks, gravel. Also creating gravel barrier. So like the first example, it was like skirting with metal plus a gravel 5 feet buffer zone. Or the second one, just using non-combustible materials just to fill up the under your deck, like the rocks. And we asked to avoid storing flammable items such as firewood, propane tanks, and other combustible materials. Let's talk about the role of native grasses in landscaping in fire mitigation. Native grasses are crucial and really, really important part of our natural environment, providing food, habitat, shelter, and breeding grounds for many of our beloved birds, mammals, and insects. Healthy native grasses also play a significant role in fire mitigation. They'll help to prevent drier and bulkier weeds from growing in our open spaces, and therefore they reduce the overall fire risk. Taylor, can you please share? We have a great article that the Watershed Center has great importance or great information about grasslands. Thank you. In addition to native grasses, landscaping with fire resilient plants is essential for creating a defensible space around your home. And here I'm going to give you some tips on how to incorporate these fire resilient landscapes into your home. So first will be choosing those plants. So select plants that are less likely to ignite, such as those that have high moisture content or that grow close to the ground, like succulents, deciduous shrubs, and native perennial flowers. Also, create a defensible zone. So design your landscape to include defensible zones. The first 5 feet, of course, but also not combustible material like gravel or stone, like these pictures that I'm showing. So native plants, but also the defensible space. Maintain proper spacing. Ensure that is adequate spaces between each plant, and prune regularly to remove dead or overgrown branches. And lastly, incorporate hardscaping, featuring stone pads, retaining the walls like fire breaks, just like these beautiful examples. Also, we ask to use mulch wisely or staying away from mulch, because mulch can help retain, in some cases, moisture is also really flammable. So use non-combustible mulch options like gravel or rocks. And we have great research on our website. We have a couple of podcasts that can help you re-envision your landscaping. So check out our website. And of course, maintenance. Our home, just like our life, requires maintenance. So just making sure that we remove dead vegetation, leaves, debris from our jar. And of course, keeping our lawn mowed and irrigated. That definitely help us prevent a wildfire, or at least the spread of wildfire. And remember, by combining healthy native grasses with really good landscaping practices, we can create a beautiful and fire-resistant environment. This not only supports our local wildfire, but also significantly reduce the risk of wildfire damage to our homes and communities. Lastly, emergency preparedness for wildfires. We want to remind you of these 4 important things. Just first, having an evacuation route, know where or have an idea of multiple evacuation routes from your home and practice these with your family. Have a meeting point. So have a designated meeting point outside of the danger zone, but alternative, but also think about your family. So if your kids are at home, have important contacts, family members, neighbors, local emergency. Know if you have pets in your home, have a plan if you have a neighbor, so then they can know how to access your home, but also where to go and how to call your pets. Have your documents and important insurance papers, and not only in a fire system, but we don't know, so in the cloud. So take pictures of your medicines, your supplies and prescriptions, and also your insurance policy. So have a copy of your policy in the cloud on an email stored. So then if in case of a fire, you have easy access to it. Stay informed, sign up for local emergency alerts and notifications, and monitor the weather conditions and if fire reports from reliable sources. Lastly, if you see that it's hot, but today is kind of cloudy and rainy, so today won't be, but if you see that it's a hot, dry, windy day, be aware, close your windows, and if you happen to find out or you see smoke near your home, it's just time to go. Being prepared and informed can significantly enhance your safety and the safety of your loved ones during a wildfire. I know I didn't explain all the details of every single program, but I just want to remind you that all the descriptions and how to apply and how we work are on our website, which is www.wildfirepartners.org. And there's plenty of resources in it. That's it for today. I do want to thank you. And if we have any questions, please put them in the chat or, yeah. Taylor, do you want to talk to me if there's anything out there?
Yes, I have a question actually. One of my questions is, do I need to remove the juniper root bulb when I get rid of the junipers?
Yes and no. Yes is generally best. It's a best practice to remove the juniper root bulb because it helps prevent the plant from regrowing and ensures that the area is clear, especially in landscaping projects. However, is not a must. So didn't answer really well, but I hope I give you an idea.
No, that helps a lot. Thank you. And then I do have one more question. Is the rebate program going to happen next year?
We hope so. We believe so, but we are not really sure. I would say it is best to take advantage of the program this year while we have it, but we really hope that it can continue next year.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. I mean, this is encouraging, the community to really focus on enhancing their home hardening and landscaping. So the sooner the better would be good. So good to know. Thank you. It was a wonderful presentation.
That's it for me today. I appreciate your work and stay in touch. Call us if you have any questions.
Thank you so much.